Hello out there in YouTube land. Well, as Mark Galici would say up there at Bus Motor Productions, you got to keep an eye on him. He's a wild man. This is going to be the next victim, I hope. I'm getting it ready for the sawmill. It is a cherry log. It is approximately 12 and a half inches, 12 and a half feet long. Okay, I'm going to cut this off here and clean this face up a little bit. It's got a little bit of red rot in it. It's been sitting for quite a few years over my neighbor's house. It is a yard tree, so I gotta metal detect it. I'm also fighting nasty weather. I just watched Brad, and he's sitting there. It was sunny this morning, and now it's all turned crappy. So I got the same thing here. It's the same day that I got that Detroit motor running, which I'm going to put that on, which you see this. I'll put that on tonight, which was a couple nights ago. I don't know. Anyhow, that's what this is. And I'll show you me getting it ready and looking into it and then metal detecting. This is 20 inches across here, and it's 12 foot long. Actually, it's 12.6, but like I said, I'm going to cut this end off, so I'm counting it at 12. Because if you don't cut that off, those become bullets, and it's 24 down here. Now, back in the olden days, when you had a log like this and you're out in the woods cutting wood, people would jam rocks down in there. So if they had started cutting logs up and you come along and start trying to steal somebody's logs, you'd get into rocks. So you don't ever really want to cut into those. And I don't think Penny would do that, and that wasn't the idea. That he was just sawing and then just, I don't know. I don't know the history behind this tree. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit now, but I got the big chain, or not big chainsaw, the medium chainsaw, the old timer chainsaw out. So we're going to cut this off just shy of that, and then we're going to cut, let me get this thing warmed up a little bit. I don't warm them up too much. They're so wore in that they don't take a whole lot. See what it takes to get this old buzzard going, because once it's going, you're going to be able to hear me say anything anyway. Get it going, and oh lordy, I don't even know if I got gas in this thing. I guess I ought to check. It's likely not to have it in there. Shoot, I don't have enough to saw that off with. I don't believe that. I do believe it, because that's the way I am. Well, we'll saw what we can, and I can metal detect it, and it'll be good. I can always saw that off once it's on the mill. Guess I got to turn the switch on. I did. And turn the... Oh lordy, what a mess. Might not have enough gas to run. Might not have enough gas to run. Oh man, it's out. You don't want to run it when it's that low. It's just gonna run lean. Daggone, that makes me mad. I try to get prepared as I can to do a video. I should probably start all over with a new video, but you know, I just don't feel like doing that either. So I'm gonna run a metal detector over it, and I'll run the little one over it. I got it here someplace. There it is. See what I can find, and then give it a little. Then I'm gonna roll it with a new metal detector too. So I'm gonna run it with both of them, because I know this was a yard tree, and there's a lot of barbed wire going through the fences around here. And see what we can. Here's a nail. Bolt. See, there's a big divot here. I don't know if you can see it. That's probably going to yield some pretty nice wood if it's not rotted. I really thought that maybe this was a tree stand. There's a nail there in the deck. Hear it? Well, I don't pick anything up, so I'm going to turn this one off, and I'll get the big mother of all big mother of all detectors. I'm still not real used to this thing. This is a Wren. I picked it up used because it was a fifth the cost of a new one. But I'm just not used to it yet. You do that, and then it goes down, and then you turn it to run. And it shows good. Mark swears by this thing, and he's been doing it for, oh, maybe not longer than me, but a lot more than I do. I know that. Let's see if it'll pick up that nail again. Yep. That's a nail that's in the deck. Well, I didn't find anything. Now let me see if I can't roll it a bit. Now if I set it down, and there's nails in some of that stuff there, but nothing there. Got to get a log turner. You know, I never have a log turner. I'm not sure exactly what you're seeing. Yeah, you can see it set down there. It'll pick up any little nail that's anywhere. And there's nails in that stuff. Now, I had a crayon, but I already don't know what I did with it. This is what's up now, so I just as soon flip it and move it so I know where I'm at. Get a up chuck and put in here so it doesn't go too goofy. Let me see if I can spin this. Now the problem is this thing's at an angle, which you guys don't realize. You got a fast in and a slow in. That's going to roll faster, so it's going to turn the log that way when it goes down the aisle. Seems to turn pretty easy. Oh, went right over that, didn't it? I'm sitting right back where I was, and it's getting ready to roll off the end. Man, it rolled right over that. There's a 4-inch stopper there. Always fun here. It rolls pretty comfortable. Crooked. That's pretty good. I think now if I look at the thing, yeah, see, it's just about where I want it. And I'll run it with a little metal detector than a big metal detector, but I got to turn that log, or I got to make the other side go faster than this side. Let's see what we've got. We'll turn this one back on. Looking pretty good. I guess you guys are still in there. Yeah, you're in there. But this is what you go through with every log. Especially when you got divots in it. This might have a lot of action in it. Or a lot of figure, some people call it, or not straight. I know the bark's going to be a nuisance. No, not picking up anything. It looked like a log that I would have guessed was going to have a lot of nonsense in it. And obviously, it's been trimmed a couple times, or the branches have been broken off. I'll show you here. And usually when you have a big lump like this or something in the log, now there was a branch there that broke off, so that one wouldn't concern you. And it's probably up high enough that the only thing you get in there is tree stand stuff, and I have hit tree stand stuff in wood. But there's a lot of deviations in it, which generally if you got a piece of metal in there, you might have that. But see, this is all swelled out through here. You got another nonsense through there, and down there a little bit of just bark coming off down there. I'm going to run the wren over it. That's still on, as a matter of fact, and it's not being noisy, so there's nothing there. But there is right down there is a thing of bolts that I need to get out of there so I can run it a little bit better. I'm just going to slide them down this way a little bit. I think they'll be out of the way enough to get it. I got to get some kind of a setup like Mark's got going up there to test these logs. But if you're by yourself, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Now there's a nail here, right here. Listen. So then it's got to reset itself. Got to be kind of agile to do this, I guess, when you're old. Or maybe I'm... I think that's pretty clear. I'm hitting those bolts, hitting that bucket of bolts. So that's where we're at. I am clear enough. This is what the, I don't know if you can see that. Speaker sound, a light, I guess it tells you on, it's on run. That's some kind of a battery test or something, I don't know. But you put it to there first, then you put it to run. I hope that you're in there. And now, see, it's up there in the operate. And now it's to the off position. And that'll go back in the, sits in the basement in the house. All right, now my next chore on this log is to get it so if it turns one more turn, it's going to go off that that log way. So what I got to do is bring it back, or I can leave it where it's at there, and I got to turn it down the other way, or move this back, or do something. I think I'm going to try to just push this side here back, because I think it's got a big lump in it. I have to see how it turns. You just you don't know until you get on there and start working them. But the loading takes longer to load one than it does the saw one, I can tell you that. Let's see what we got here. Got a bunch of bark. Whoop, whoop. Even a dog knows what that is. I'm hoping it'll straighten up. I don't know if you guys can see it coming around, but it's coming around. It was, decided to stop. See if I can get a better bite on it. Maybe twirl it from this other side. There it goes. Did you see that? That was a good squeal. These tapered blocks that I made work pretty good for that kind of stuff. Let's see if we can do it again. I'm happy with that. But I'd like a little more. That's going to, yeah, I'd like a little more. See if we can get, the reason I came down this side, it's lifting up on that to help it twirl. That, even, that's about all it wants to twirl. Now, we're going to manual push the carriage down. Now see what I got it. If you understand how things roll, rolling a cone is what you're rolling. I've got that so it's going to roll, so by the time it hits the carriage, You can't really see that angle here at all. I guess this is pretty close to straight if I put it on straight on those boards. This is the fast side, so it's going to go faster than that side is usually the case. So what I'm going to try to do now is bring the carriage down and line up and see if I can't dump it on the carriage. And that might be all the further I get on this one here, because I'm, oh man, runs out of breath. Plus I got all that pine, which is, that's a show by now that you've seen this. That pine is gone. Let's see if I can latch onto this carriage. That's one thing nice about a light carriage. Most of the time light. I can't move it today. It's just don't want to go. So I'm gonna start it up and we'll go over there. We'll take you over there, start it up, move the carriage back. This is real time, so it kind of really gives you an idea what goes on. I know I'd like to edit some of this nonsense that I do like this out, but real time, that's a dirty old motor. Let's see if she'll start up. Not charging. Let's see if it'll charge. Nope. Push the clutch in. Got to put some oil in the Babbitts. Should have put it in first, I guess, but while we're here, we know we got a 20-inch log, so we can go back to 20 inches. Got that. We know we're 2 feet off at the end, 3 feet off the end down there, so we're gonna favor that way. Then we're gonna turn this old beast off, because I don't feel like listening to it, and you guys probably don't feel like listening to it. Although it sounds nice, that's not what we're here for. Now down here, because I'm loading something I don't know how it's going to load, and I don't feel like catching everything, we're going to go back and put the old strap on it, just kind of for, just in case. You know, I don't know whether it'll need it or not. But this is not the smoothest running log in the world. I can't quite get it there. There we go. This is a log that could go womp womp womp, which is kind of like what it's going to do. What I think it's going to do, I like to stop it about this position here, so it will, I can move the carriage front or backwards right at that time. I don't know if that one's going to, those don't do as much. These do a lot better. That one's kind of, oh, here's a better one. I guess that was, all right, we'll put this over here. You guys kind of see where I'm going here now, don't you? All right, I'm hoping it'll start here, but this thing's going womp, 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 because it's such a dog leg, and I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go. So that's kind of why I have those in there, just kind of a last minute stop before the crash. I could probably move them down a little bit further, but we're going to see what we got there. No Chewy here, just manual Chewy. But it's not too bad. Been doing it this way for quite a few years. That was pretty comfortable. I'm liking the way it's lining up. just about wanted to come back. I'm gonna put a shock under on this side. And I guess you can see me knocking those off. I don't know whether you got that luxury or not. I kind of don't think so. Yeah, you kind of just barely got it. We're down to here now, and I think it'll probably almost turn by hand. It's almost over the center. Let's see what we can do, so I don't have to climb back up there quite yet. We're debarking it one section at a time. You can kind of get an idea how goofy this log is. Oh, come on, over center. There we go. Now that's where it's happy at, and I'd be wise to take hickory stick and put it in there. I got 2 feet over that head block, and I got about 1.5 feet or so over the other head block. I'm gonna see if Mr. Hickory will put it in there. Guess you guys are in there. This thing is a corkscrew log. I don't know if you guys can really it's not a corkscrew, it just goes every which way. Now when you slide this in here, this one here usually comes off, so I know that might happen, but it's so long I don't think it's going to crash. Don't know what's going to happen. It's happy right there. It's happy, Pappy, but I'm not happy with it. I guess I'm gonna just have to roll it up there and put the old railroad jack on it and get it to where it's happy, because when you got manual, no chewy, you kind of take what you're dealt. And that's not bad either. And it's actually sitting there by itself. It's touching just about all the head blocks. That's pretty good, except for I need to go back a little further. That's good too, because it's still, see, it's happy right there. So that's kind of where I want to put it. And right now I think I'm at 23, so I should, if I can get the front end, it's an inch away from that head block. If I can get the front end in, I'll take that. That's pretty decent for old time milling. Let's see where we're at here. I'm all right with that. Wonder if I get that. Yeah, I'd be happy if this went in, because that would bring that back out, which would be, look at that. It's like it was ordered that way. We're up against the head block here, which is what I want. We're pretty good that way. We're on I think we're on 2 of the 3 beds. Yeah, we're on 2 of the 3 beds. This side here could really taper out a little bit more now that I'm looking at it. So we will do that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Not too shabby for an old goat. Put my hickory dickory stick back. We are about ready to go. I'll close this out. I got to take the strap off, put the dogs down, run it in. I'm gonna get rid of the pine. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'll probably just run it down and set it off to the side and see if I can't take a take a piece off of that for a teaser. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You saw what it now takes to get a ornery log up on the mill, and it really wasn't too bad. So hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to come back and see it being sawed. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.